My name is Mark Kramer. I'm head of digital technology at Pac12 Networks. My team is responsible for building all consumer-facing digital applications. We'll talk at length about those today. We interface very, very closely with our linear infrastructure, which we'll also walk through. And on top of that, we build a lot of internal services around data and our data platform. Pac12 Networks is something new that I'm betting a lot of people in this room have never seen. So I thought instead of spending a whole bunch of time talking about it, I'd actually let you see what it's all about.
Highlights and heartbreak, beyond belief and behind the scenes. We are Pac12 Networks. We are coverage, the complete kind. Championships, the national kind. Fans, the forever kind. Watch Pac12 Networks, where champions play.
So Pac12 Networks is the linear television and digital platform of the Pac-12 Conference. We are wholly owned by our 12 schools. They make up our board. This is a really unique point to make about how we think about running our organization. We make money for our schools, and we help advance their mission. It's very, very important that we help them accomplish that. The networks are comprised of 7 linear television networks, 1 national, 6 regional. We're distributed on Dish and Comcast, Time Warner. We also have Pac12.com, which is the official site of the Pac-12 Conference, where we provide a ton of coverage around all of our sports. We run the official athletic sites of all 12 of our schools, and we have Pac12 Now, our TV Everywhere application. We broadcast 850 plus live events every year. On top of that, we do another 400 internet-only campus-produced events. Beyond that, we do many ad hoc live events. These are events that don't go to linear. They might be a one-off around a press conference. And we do original programming. All of this is delivered through Pac12 Now. This is our TV Everywhere app. I have the pleasure of working with Coach Rick Neuheisel. I don't know if you know Coach Neuheisel, but I'm going to have him tell you all about Pac12 Now.
Okay, listen up. This is what we've been working toward. Our chance to make history. You can watch anything on any of the Pac12 networks via our website and mobile apps. I'm talking everything Pac-12, football, basketball, baseball, the Olympic sports. And what do you have to do to get it? Do you have to run a 4-second 40? Do you have to face a 300-pound lineman? No! But you do have to authenticate. That means you already subscribe to a TV provider that carries the Pac-12 networks. Just sign in. If you don't know your username and password, no sweat. Contact your cable company and they'll help you figure it out. Once you're in, head full speed to Pac-12 Sports, wherever you are, whenever you want it, on your own device. So what are you waiting for? Let's get this done.
And now I get to have my Oprah moment, where all of you can go and get Pac12 Now on whatever device you're using. Free, it's for you. You get it, and you get it. Okay, all right. Pac12 Networks. All right, so Pac12 Now, the App Store rankings always sort of move around, but generally we're a top 25 app in the Apple App Store, Google Play, and on Amazon. We're available on all those devices. We've seen incredible growth since launch. Because we connect fans with the content and the teams they're looking for, pretty much in any context they want it, what we've seen is really us doubling growth year on year on year around all of our key metrics. And we're constantly evolving these products. We do very, very fast iterations as an engineering team, looking for more and more ways we can touch consumers. And a big part of what we're working towards, we're very new, only being in this is our second full season here. We are really looking to move into other screens. So when we built this app, there were a whole bunch of challenges that we had to actually figure out, because what we found is that live linear television, we stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, times 7 channels, And we get a lot of questions from people like, when does the stream end? And we say like, oh, well, when we go out of business or turn off the networks, like that's when it ends. And so what we found is that when we partner with a lot of other companies, we really end up being an edge case for them, and that's a big challenge. So when we look at this, we think about how do we provide unparalleled access to fans' favorite teams. This means we've got to be able to hit a ton of devices. And how do we deliver a spectacular user experience? We have to deliver amazingly high-quality video. And we've invested an incredible amount in internal resources, and be it people or infrastructure. And how do we develop new opportunities for distribution and innovation? Innovation is a very, very important theme in our organization. When you talk about Pac-12 and you listen to someone like Larry Scott, our commissioner, talk, West Coast innovation is a key tenet of everything we're going to do. And it's something we really focus on. And here's where it gets really tricky. How do we manage hundreds of events a year while minimizing cost? This is something that I think we've done an incredible job of unlocking, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And then finally, how do we support our fans 24/7, 365 with the fastest possible time to resolution? And we'll talk about this a little more. When do you have a problem? You don't have a problem right now when there's not a live game on. You only have a problem when it's 5 minutes left in a close basketball game, or we're about to go overtime in a football game. So we've got to be able to address these issues very quickly. Well, it all starts really with our network. And this is, in many ways, our secret sauce. So what we built out is something we call the campus network. And the campus network leverages Internet 2. Now, Internet 2 is not something you can just go out and buy into. It is the sort of educational and government internet. It is super high capacity, and because we're owned by our schools, we're able to leverage this. And the way we leverage this is we brought over 70 venues across our campuses on net. And what that means is, we've been able to develop some technology that allows us essentially in venue to drop cameras and audio and bring everything back to our facility for production. We also have campus cams. This allows us to do a one-to-one interview, bidirectional. The person on the other end of the camera can see us and we can see them. We can pull any student athlete across campus or any coach and get them on air right away. And like I mentioned, we've developed this great technology that was Emmy nominated this last year for technical achievement around how we're able to tap in these facilities, bring video and audio back to our broadcast studios. So in our broadcast studios, when we produce a live event, we actually can have our live talent who are calling the game sitting in one room, and in a production control room, we've got 6 or 7 of these things. We've got graphics and a technical director and a producer calling the game, and that same crew can actually work back to back to back. And that's all tied into our digital platform. So our digital platform is really about delivering the experience around the video. We think this is a really important way to enhance the consumer experience. So we've done a lot of build out around this over the last 2 years. Number one, we manage all of our digital assets here. So all VOD gets managed through this. All metadata around the VOD, scores and stats, written content, you name it. And we've got a system that allows us to relate content to each other. So now as we package an event, we're able to pull in a ton of assets and deliver that out to a consumer. The other part of it, and this is something that we're actively working on right now, is deep integration with our internal broadcast systems. This means our EPG comes directly out of wide orbit, where our programming and traffic teams work. And then we tie that back to our TV automation system, so as programs change in real time, we're able to update the consumer experience and show them exactly what show is playing now. And we'll talk in a second about what a challenge that is with live sports. When does the game end? And then beyond that, we've been able, if you look at the bottom, not only to incorporate all this into our own content, but now we can push it to other places. Our OAS sites, which run on New Line. We're working with a company called Sporting Innovations for an in-stadium app that we launched with Stanford this year as a pilot. YouTube International, to be a little more on that in a few seconds. We do real-time highlight clipping with Snappy TV, all coming off of this infrastructure, driven around the data and the video we deliver. And then an interesting thing that happened this year, AT&T Uverse built a set-top app off of our APIs Generally, with all this open system, we were able to give them documentation, and it had almost no impact on our technical team. They were able to work on their own and build consumer apps out. And big surprise here, if you wanted to build your own version of Pac12 Now, our open APIs would allow you to do that. But it really all comes back to our streaming infrastructure. So we've got an incredible broadcast facility with great connectivity. We've got multiple ISPs coming into that facility. And what we've found is that bringing this into our facility and building it into our production workflow not only makes managing our linear TV easier, but it opens a ton of new opportunities. So I want to talk a little bit about new opportunities, because I think this is something that we've found that really helps us achieve our mission even better. We're already creating great content. We found some magic around how we can do lots and lots of production at low cost. But how do you extend that experience? The more opportunities you give a consumer to tune in, the more chances you have to grow your audience, to further monetize. I mean, this is what we're all trying, I think to do here in many ways. And it really comes down to not having to make a bad decision for a fan. And let me show you what I think is the greatest play that happened in the Pac-12 this year. It was streamed live on our linear, on Pac12 Now. We're going to see Pac12 Arizona. And there's a couple of really key points about this, but let's check his play out really quick.
Jones lines up in the slot to the right of Solomon. He is back to throw. He is rolling. Looking downfield. Has time to set up. Throws it long. Has a man. It's up for Kramer.
Ridiculous.
Caught in the end zone. Arizona has scored the touchdown. Austin Hill in the end zone. Wildcats win, but there is a flag down on the field. Pandemonium on the field, but a flag. Oh, it's up for grabs in the end zone, and Austin Hill in the clutter came down with a
Holy cow. That was crazy, right? Time runs out. They hit the Hail Mary. Hashtag Pac12 After Dark. Check it out. The same thing happened again the next week. And here's a couple important points about this. The live sports broadcast ends when the game is over, which means that 44% of 850 television shows don't end on time, which forces you to make some really tough decisions. What about the next game when you've got a doubleheader or a football tripleheader? What do? Do you cut off the end of that game? Do you cut off the beginning of the other game? You can see the best play ever. And as a fan, all I want to do is be able to see my game. So what we've been able to do is actually throw users from linear to TV everywhere to our bonus channel, the 8th channel, which we lovingly internally call the Ocho. You may get that joke. What we were able to do is simply just route HDSDI. It's built into our infrastructure, right to our elemental encoders, let the content team know to promote it, and it's live. We do the same thing around special events. Right there you see our live stream from Paramount Studios here for Football Media Day. We did the same exact thing for Basketball Media Day out of our event center that's built into our facility. So not only do we do all this live production, we have a huge event venue that we can do more live press conferences around. We do coaches press conferences. We find tons and tons of other programming opportunities, and this is just another way to connect with fans. And because we have this built into our infrastructure, it's as simple as somebody saying, do it. They hit a button and it's on, and we can bring more fans in. And then something that we're really excited about, YouTube International. So we are the first major live linear network to offer subscription TV on YouTube. This just launched this year, but you can't get it in America. This is key to our international distribution strategy. It's available in 33 countries right now, and YouTube is always turning on more. Very, very simple delivery for us. We simply deliver a mezzanine RTMP stream to YouTube. We slate ads on the encoder. The encoder does a wonderful job of that, and then ads are inserted by YouTube, and it really is a very, very low impact way for us to extend our reach and find a lot of benefit. Some other things that are coming in the future that we really are thinking a lot about, automated live to VOD. It's our vision that every single program that airs is instantly available to VOD. That's a pretty huge amount of content because we air content 24/7, 365. And then there's other things further on the horizon like China. China is a huge initiative for the Pac-12, and we believe that this gives us the opportunity in the future to potentially reach this. We've got a long way to go on that, but it's something that we're really excited about. And then the other thing that makes us really excited is there are things that we don't know about today that consumers will expect tomorrow. And so when we think about building towards the future, I don't think you should actually build towards the future. I think you should build towards tomorrow because the future is too far. And what we've found is actually by making some really good technology choices, we're enabling that to happen. And we kind of walk into tomorrow every day, right? We're going to come in and we're going to find a new thing. AT&T is going to be there. YouTube's going to happen. China opens up, and it's really exciting. But that required a lot of effort up front to get things very, very deeply integrated across the entire platform. And sort of finally, we would say that Elemental has really been elemental, if you will, in making this happen and work for us.